It's literally insane to me that restaurant owners can run their multiple restaurant locations and completely ignore the fact that AI is absolutely taking over the world. We live in a world today where every single subject in the college curriculum is going to be, for all intents and purposes, essentially worthless when kids graduate because they're learning all these things that now AI can do better than them. They're not actually learning how to use AI to become better in their respective subjects. And the same thing is happening in the restaurant space. We're seeing restaurant owners that are trying to run these businesses, and they're just completely ignoring the fact that the whole entire world has shifted forever. It's like the guys who didn't think about the internet when it first came out. Well, where are they now? I don't know. Maybe some of them are still here. A lot of them have gone out of business. And it's the same thing that happened when social media came out. Well, a lot of those guys who didn't take advantage of social media, also out of business. AI is the next big boom, guys. And restaurant owners who don't respect this and understand this are going to get lost like all the rest in the past. History repeats itself. It's happening again. And so what I often hear, though, is a lot of restaurant owners have a difficulty understanding, well, how can I use AI in my business? And it's probably the most common question I hear. AI is useful when it comes with data. Data is what powers AI to do all these great, incredible things. If you're a restaurant owner and you're not living in the Stone Age, you have something called a point of sale in your restaurant. There's plenty of point of sales available. And this machine has a ton of great information. It has information like buying habits and behaviors from customers, online orders potentially, in-store guests, repeat traffic, all this great stuff. And if you're working with other systems, like booking systems like OpenTable or Resi or other online ordering platforms, you're capturing even more data out there. And so what I'm here to say for you guys today, and what I hope this video really hits with you today, is that you need to be taking advantage of what I call the data goldmine opportunity. We're almost to 2026. And if you're not using AI, I know I've said this 4 times now, you are going to get lost in the shuffle. You are going to get missed. You are not going to grow like you expected. Posting Instagrams daily and not doing this? Come on. Really? Posting Instagrams, I'm sorry, my friend, it's not going to make you know 100,000 per location. It's not going to happen. Maybe 10 years ago, not anymore. And so what I want to talk about today is how we are using AI in Dishio to scale restaurant brands by a minimum of 30% over just the first several months. And again, it starts with having the data. So there's many different data sources. I mentioned point of sale. I mentioned outside third-party companies that you can be using to capture data. But I'm going to talk to you about one opportunity I bet you've never even thought about, is that when every single guest walks into your restaurant, there's an opportunity for them to simply scan a digital QR code menu at your table. And with that scan alone, you as a restaurant owner could be capturing tons of incredible first-party data and data that can be used in advertising later. We're capturing information like first name, last name, email, phone number, and plenty more where that came from. Now we can then use this data to identify a number of factors. Is this a new customer? Is this a return customer? If they are a return customer, when was the last time they were here? And if they're a new customer, where did they come from? I can then analyze behaviors based upon when someone is looking at a Dishio QR code menu. I can analyze behaviors to see how long they spent on the menu, which items they looked at, how long did they look at these specific menu items, and what did they end up ordering? Did the items they look at end up being the items they bought or not? And if it wasn't the case, why? Using a Dishio menu as well, you can also program it to translate in 4 different languages. Currently, we have English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French. Using a Dishio menu as well, you can also filter items on the menu. You can filter by dietary restriction, including gluten-free, dairy-free, and a variety of other filters that we have set up. There's also a search functionality on the menu. And so we built our menu to have all these features to give the guest the best experience, so they actually would prefer a digital menu over a paper menu. But more importantly, it gives you, the restaurant owner, tons of great opportunities to capture what? Data. Data is what it's all about. You see, like I said from the beginning of this video, data is only valuable if you know what to do with it. And knowing what to do with it can be a huge help when you have an AI tool to help you do that. And so we start by capturing data from guests who visit your restaurant and scan that QR code menu. Using that data, we can analyze all these great things I just mentioned. But now what happens once the guest walks outside your restaurant door? Very simple. Using that data, we can plug that into platforms like Meta or Google to run retargeted personalized campaigns to individual guests who visit your restaurant. Let me give you an example. Let's just say we had a guest come in and looked at your fried chicken sandwich. We know that these guests looked at your fried chicken sandwich. We know that. It's inside Dishio statistics. We can see that. I can then create a retargeted campaign based upon every single person who looked at the fried chicken, retarget them online and let them know that you also do online orders and show them that same fried chicken they just looked at. The conversion rates on these ads are incredible, guys. And imagine if you made an offer. Imagine if you made an offer in that ad that said, hey, thanks for coming in recently. We saw you looked at our fried chicken. For a limited time, if you order direct through our online ordering platform, we'll deliver for free. Can you imagine what the conversions would look like? Pretty damn high. These are just a few of the things we're doing on a regular basis for already thousands of restaurant brands. These are the strategies that we've implemented that have really made a massive difference in their business. And so when I talk to people who are against the QR code menu, but they also don't use AI, they also don't understand data, it totally makes sense. If you don't understand these things, why would you want to use a QR code menu? If you're a traditional guy, you've done things the same way for the last 30 years, I know it's hard to change, but times are changing. Times are changing, and the time is now if you really want to grow and scale. In fact, this is the biggest opportunity I've seen in the last 10 years. We've been in business since 2015. We've worked with over 2,500 brands. We have weathered this storm of COVID. We have seen it all. And one of the biggest opportunities we lacked in before we built Dishio is the ability to bring customers back on automation. Think about it. How could we? Without Dishio, there was absolutely no way to capture guest data while they were in store and retarget them. Now you can do that. And now it's much easier to do that with our product. And so like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. But if you haven't ever approached this before, let me just remind you again, Dishio is the all-in-one platform to do this. Capturing guest data, using that data, analyzing it, and then using AI to retarget these guests accordingly to drive them back in on automation. I mentioned an example earlier with online ordering. If you are a full service restaurant and you want more reservations, we also can create retargeted campaigns to push more reservations via OpenTable or other platforms. It's very, very simple. If you also are a restaurant that simply does a lot of catering orders, we also can create a retargeted campaign that pushes catering orders. So the point I'm making is this. Whatever your campaign objective is, whatever you would like more of, Dishio can help you do that. And it starts with capturing guest data when they come into your restaurant and scan a menu. We then capture that data and retarget accordingly to whatever makes the most sense for your business. There's one more thing I'd like to say before we end this video. A lot of restaurant owners come to us and say, hey, we have a couple restaurant locations. We're looking to launch our third or fourth or fifth or 100th, whatever. What's a great strategy to do so? Or, hey, we have 5 locations, but one of our locations is, not doing so great. What would you advise? What's amazing about Dishio is, remember, we're capturing guest data on actual customers in store. We can leverage that data to help push other stores that aren't doing as well. The opportunities are truly endless. And again, it starts with having the data and using AI to create super personalized campaigns via advertisements and emails to get people back in accordingly. Hey guys, if this video was valuable to you, make sure you smash the like button. Please comment any questions you might have as well. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. We post videos like this weekly at this point. We're super excited about our product, Dishio. In the software world, SaaS is known as software as a service. We love to say that our software really is what we call a RAS model, results as a service. Because truly, when people work with our product, they work with our team, they get the result that they're looking for. And so that's what we're doing. We've been in business again since 2015. We're super excited about what we've done over the last 10 years. This product has been a dream of ours. It truly has. We spent everything we have on it, and we're so excited on the results we've already achieved. And so if you're a restaurant owner with multi-stores or even a single location, please reach out, book a call with our team. We'd love to explain more on how this whole thing thing works. Or again, comment below with any questions you might have. And otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.